Hi, everyone. We are the Travel Squad podcast. I'm Kim.
I'm Brittanie.
Zeina.
And I'm Jamal. And we have a weekly podcast where we talk all about our travel adventures. As Kim said, we are the Travel Squad podcast. So we take you with us on all our adventures that we take as trips together as the squad, from trips to China, hiking the Inca Trail to Machu Picchu, and many other international travels, as well as domestic travel here in the United States to many places such as Bryce Canyon National Park, Hot Springs National Park in Arkansas, and many, many more places.
So if we were in quarantine, today would be Travel Tuesday. And because it's Travel Tuesday, we put out our 38th episode today. And it's actually about our weekend trip to Boise, Idaho. So if you guys haven't already, please go check it out.
Yes. So in case you guys haven't heard, there's a little thing going on called COVID-19. And because of that, we are not meeting together to record. So we thought, you know what, let's do our very first YouTube video so we can share with you guys what we are doing while we are not traveling. And so clearly you can see all four of us are separated from one another.
I'm in Hawaii. Brittany's in space.
Iceland.
I'm getting my Wanderlust travel at the International Space Station. As you can see, beautiful Mother Earth is behind me. I'm safe from coronavirus right now. Like, I'm the only one up here as far as I know. So pretty safe.
Zeina.
And I am in my home sans a green screen.
So we have 10 things that we've been doing while in quarantine that have been keeping us busy since we're not traveling like we normally would. And one of the things that we've been doing more of is Zoom meetings like this. There's been some creative, fun stuff going on out there. We did a trivia put on by one of Zeina's friends a week ago, and it was so much fun.
Yeah, it was fun. Yeah, we won. It was my best friend Josh, and every Tuesday night he does trivia at a bar, but since he couldn't do it at the bar, he thought, you know what, I'll take it online for Zoom. So, oh my gosh, it was like 3 pages of people who participated, and it was like more than what he was expecting, but he's a pretty popular guy, so I wasn't too surprised. But in any case, it was Kim, me, Jamal, honorary member Brittanie, because she was busy. She was on call that night, my sister, and another one of our friends from high school. And so we were on a Facebook chat message sharing answers back and forth. And between all of us, we knew the most silly, non-information or non-important information.
Well, you guys, if you listen to our podcast, you will know that Jamal is a trivia king. He's full of information.
I have lots of random knowledge. I'm not going to deny this. You know, that's why they decided to put me up in space. I'm like the preserve encyclopedia if everything gets destroyed during the coronavirus going on right now. So that's why I am here. And Zeina mentioned earlier, and again, for anyone who is not a Travel Squad podcast listener coming across our YouTube, seen this, Zeina said Brittanie was working. Brittanie is an essential employee. She is actually a nurse right now. So Brittanie is on the front lines. I love my wife. And again, that's another reason why I'm in space, is I'm isolating from her.
Well, and then also not only Zoom events, but I've been FaceTiming family and friends. Like, we've been doing multiple FaceTime calls with my mom and my sister and my nephew present. That's been really cool to be able to see them, even though I can't see them in person during this time. And also, we reconnected with one of our old roommates, and we had a Zoom happy hour where we each brought our own drink and just drank and had a good time and caught up. And it was really nice to just reconnect with her because I haven't talked to her in a while.
Yeah, that inspired me when our old roommate had suggested doing that. I was like, you know what? Why am I not doing that with my friends like right now? And so I've already had 2 Zoom and quarantine beer parties here where we've just been having drinks, socializing, catching up like we're in person, but not in person. So I mean, Zoom, FaceTime, Skype, whatever medium you want to use to do it, it's definitely been fun. And Kim here told us about a new thing that I'm excited about, where we can kind of like play games on like Zoom or some sort of platform.
Yeah, it's an app called House Party. and it's good for iPhones or Androids. And it's basically like you're on FaceTime, but you're playing games like Cards Against Humanity or Pictionary, where you have to draw a picture of whatever word that you got, and everyone else has to guess it. It's really fun. I played it for 3 hours last Friday night and had a blast.
No, I'm excited to play that. And I just want to throw out one thing before we get too far into this episode online here and everyone's seeing our pretty faces. Obviously, you can see that we have beverages in front of us. So cheers. We're taking our own advice and having little drinking parties through social isolation. And for any of you non-listeners out there, one, we hope this encourages you to check out our travel podcast, especially to inspire you once quarantine's over. But you will find out when we travel, we love to drink. And so we are doing that in our homes just as well. Why would we not? But we're not alcoholics. I'm just throwing that out there. We just have a little bit of a good time.
For those of you familiar, sorry, Kim, real quickly. For those of you familiar with the podcast, you will know that in 2019, I was sober for the entire year. Yes. Even when we went to Mexico City for a wedding. Yeah.
Did you take an oath of sobriety in 2019?
I took an oath of sobriety and I killed it, dude. I mean, that was the year that White Claws were released and I didn't even have a White Claw. So I'm so grateful that I'm drinking this year. And I don't usually like drinking by myself. Under normal circumstances, I don't. I only drink when we travel. And so this quarantine has really encouraged me to have a glass a day.
Yeah, well, you're not drinking by yourself, Zeina. You're drinking with all of us. So cheers to everybody.
So, yeah, cheers.
Cheers.
So, I mean, that's the number one thing that we've been doing to kind of really stay in touch, and it gets your social isolation kind of out of the way, even though you're not seeing people in person. You have them visually through Zoom, FaceTime, etc. But being the Travel Squad podcast and being the avid travelers that we are, one of the things that we're doing to help us get through quarantine is starting to plan and outline our next trips.
Which is number 2 on the list.
Yes, number 2.
So Kim, I know you're going to your Cancun trip got canceled because it was scheduled during quarantine.
Yeah.
So how has that affected you?
Yeah, Cancun spring break trip had to be canceled, but we're not going to let it not happen. So once quarantine is over, whenever that may be, we're going to reschedule it and planning out things that I want to do. Cenotes I want to swim in, margaritas I want to drink, the beaches I want to lay out on. Yeah, so it's going to be fully planned out, much more prepared than I would have been had I gone a couple weeks ago.
Well, what beach are you on right now, Kim?
Oh, this is Kauai. We actually did an episode on this. Episode number 2 of our podcast was in Kauai, and I decided to come back for quarantine.
Very nice. Well, if anybody is a geography person, you could tell right now I'm flying over Europe. But very recently I did see Mexico, and I was thinking of you. I was almost like I was there. So I've been there more recently than you, Kim, but you will be there soon.
Are you orbiting right now? I didn't even know, or is like the world spin? I didn't even realize the world was spinning.
It's kind of at a standstill right now, figuratively and literally, but at the same time, I truly am orbiting, Zeina. Yes, to answer your question.
Interesting.
Why don't you tell them about some of the trips that we are planning on doing right now?
Yeah, so our next squad trip is actually in the very end of May, leading up into the first week of June. And we're going to Yellowstone National Park as well as Grand Tetons National Park. And so this has given me an opportunity to go back through our outline and our itinerary and plan a little bit more of what we're going to do each day, because we have like a rough outline, but being able to add in some of those details with a lot less stress has been really helpful. And Jamal and I also really recently planned that we're going to Costa Rica January 2021. Woo! So planning for the future.
Yes.
And we're looking into that and all the fun that we're going to have there too. So this time is perfect to start planning other trips. If you guys have trips that you guys had to postpone, maybe you want to add a few more details, look at a few rooftop bars to add in while you're on vacation and whatnot, that'd be great, or some extra hiking trips. But this is the best time to plan when nothing else is going on.
So I'm not trying to sound like a hater, and I know that like you guys have told me stop being so negative, but I feel like our Yellowstone trip is so close.
Yeah.
Like
It's at well, it straddles the end of May going into June. So I am being optimistic, but also at the same time expecting and understanding that right now anything can kind of really happen. But that's already booked. So we're just seeing ways to potentially enhance it more so when we're talking about Yellowstone, Grand Tetons. But, you know, we are looking to the future, and obviously we're not booking anything right now, but just making those general outlines, getting ideas. And for anybody who's not really a traveler, I mean, I've been seeing a lot of people post stuff online saying, you know, I've never been really the type to go out, but now that I can, it makes me want to. And I'm sure there's going to be a lot of people who've taken a lot of things for granted after this. And one of those is not taking those trips or traveling when you can. And so now's that time to plan and like inspire yourself. I mean, there's a whole world out there, and unfortunately it can't be explored right now, but in time, you know, God willing, this is all going to pass in time. So just plan for the future and, you know, get all the stress off your mind and think about all the fun you're going to have in time.
And not only is there a full world out there, there's a full world right behind you.
Well, that's very, very true. I'm enjoying the view up here. I'm not.
And if you guys don't want to plan alone, you can always Zoom with your friends, whoever you're planning these trips with, and you know, interact and figure out what you guys want to do together, because that's another way to connect and also be proactive.
Yeah, we do have Ecuador booked in September, which is supposed to be my 35th birthday. So
I have a good feeling about that one. The world's going to be back in place by then, I'm positive.
And Zeina, I need you to put some positive vibes out there that we are going to Yellowstone and Grand Tetons.
But Yellowstone is closed right now, no?
Ecuador is also.
Everything's closed right now.
Ecuador borders are closed.
But everyone needs to stay home and shelter in place and reduce the curve and flatten the curve, and we'll be good.
Yes.
Yeah. Right. So while I'm staying at home, the third thing on our list that I have been doing a lot of is online shopping.
The economy has to be propped up some way.
I'm trying to do my part in the economy. So just today, actually, I bought a shoe rack, a purse closet organizer, and an alarm clock that when it goes off, it illuminates light, because since I've been working from home, it's been so harder to wake up in the morning. I wake up about 15 minutes before work starts and like take a shower and sit down, and I'm not even doing my hair and makeup. So I'm using this opportunity to organize and get my house in place. I also bought a desk and a chair, set up my little home office, and then that lighted alarm clock is going to really help me get motivated even though I'm not leaving the house.
And Kim, you've been wanting to get stuff for your home office for a long time now.
Yeah.
And this is like the perfect time for you.
Yeah, it's been over a year since I've been wanting to get all of these things, and this is just a good opportunity that I'm home and have time to do it.
Kim, you've inspired me because like I made a wish list and like put down prices and everything, like really mapped out my future. And when I thought about my home office, I was looking at desks and chairs and writing down prices. And so like, I really want to get my home office, but I was talking to you that like, I want to get rid of my dining room table, but you don't think I should get rid of my dining room table. So we'll see, but yeah, you have inspired me. So I want to get myself my own desk. I did get a phone this week. I dropped my phone, and as soon as I dropped my phone, it was more one of those things where I thought, gosh, I wish I dropped my phone a lot sooner. So I bought a phone charger online, and even like there's some things where I don't want to even go into the store. So like I bought coffee filters online. I bought sage so I can sage my house. I've been meaning to get that. I know that you got some sage, Kim. And then I also got the stone, the lapis lazuli, which is for your third eye chakra, because I really feel like I need to clear out my third eye.
Soul cleansing at home.
So, you know.
Doesn't have a portable charger when we travel. I have one, so I bought him one while we were in quarantine, so that when we're ready to take our next vacation, he has that portable charger for himself.
Nice.
And I've been doing a lot of like online shopping in the sense where I'll put it in the cart and then pick it up at the store, so I don't really have to go in. Like I really wanted to make brownies, so I got 3 boxes of brownie mix.
A lot of brownies for 2 people.
I know. I mean, I figured
All right.
what's going to happen. Didn't make them all at once.
She sends them to me up here on the International Space Station.
Oh.
Yeah.
So that's why she makes it in bulk and like I'm able to preserve it up here. But yeah, really nice.
And so in case you guys don't know, we also have an Amazon link where you can purchase things too, especially our favorite travel products. So we'll have that below the video. But sorry, Britt, keep going.
Well, you know, now that San Diego is having essential employees wear cloth face coverings or masks, I did buy some online. Unfortunately, they're not going to get here until like April 30th.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, but I did buy those online too, because who knows how long we're going to have to wear those for.
Yeah, staying prepared.
Mm-hmm.
Well, other than propping up the economy, number 4 on our list of things that we are doing to manage quarantine as best as we can, and keeping with the travel theme because that's who we are, that's what we do. We're going through our old travel photos and reorganizing those. I mean, now is like the perfect time, even if they're not travel photos, family photos, anything, like go through them, even when I'm calling my parents because they live in Northern California, whereas, you know, I'm in space now, but I live in Southern California. And when I'm reaching out to them, my mom's telling me, oh yeah, you know, I'm going through old photos. I'm seeing photos from the 60s, 70s, the 80s. So Brittany and I are going through our travel photos. You take so many when you travel and all of them are good, but we've started a project, or at least talked about doing this project, and now we are doing it, is where we take some of our best and most liked photos from our trips and actually making albums of them. Because, you know, you take so many now on a digital camera, on your phone. I mean, you have thousands. You're not going to print out thousands, but we're trying to organize those best ones. And that's something that's killing a lot of time for us. And I'm really enjoying it. It's nostalgic. It's inspiring for what we can do when this is all done, you know?
You still need to send me the pictures from Machu Picchu, and I think I'm going to be sending you guys some requests because there was a lot of pictures in WhatsApp, in our like little WhatsApp group. And now that I have a new phone, none of them saved, and I never saved them prior to, because I've been going through a lot of my photos too. I know.
I don't help people who don't back up their shit.
Ooh, okay. Take time to sign up for a paid iCloud backup account so this never happens, because losing your travel photos is truly a heartbreak.
Well, I think it was on your WhatsApp, right, Zane? And you didn't go back.
It was. And I just want to say that Jamal's sitting here throwing some shade at me, but he got his phone stolen out of his pocket in a Mexico City metro station, and he didn't save his photos. And then a few months later, he lost his phone because he was in the Philippines and a rogue wave took him from behind. No joke. And so
it's reality. No, well, see, after my phone got stolen in Mexico, which is about 4 years ago now, I've always backed up stuff. But I know you back it up. I'm giving you a hard time, but I know
I just didn't have enough space. I backed it up, but I just don't have enough space.
Well, I know, but it's the photos I send you on WhatsApp. Those aren't the ones that save, whereas photos you take obviously save and back up.
And if you guys didn't know, because you probably don't know this, but I'm going to share this with you. In mine and Jamal's sorry, can't talk. In mine and Jamal's den, we have like a little office space, and it's travel themed. So we have like a world map where we put little pins in where we've been in the world, and then also on like the biggest wall that's blank, that was previously blank in the den, we put up a not life size, but a really big outline of the world. And then for each area, we have like a string connected with a picture frame showing a picture of Jamal and I in that part of the world. So it's really cool.
Yeah, it looks really cool.
It takes a lot of time. And so this is a really good time to actually work on that project if you guys are interested. And Kim, you kind of have something similar where you have pictures up in your house, but a different type of setup.
Yeah, I have a whole wall with square photos of different travel places that I've been, and I've been meaning to add to it since I've been to a few other countries since I put it up initially, and I just keep putting it off, but now I have the time to order the photos, order the frames, and then hang them all up. So I'm excited.
Yeah. So that's a little crafty thing you can do, is going through the photos, doing a few things. But, you know, again, if anyone is online, which I don't know who's not online, considering there's nothing else to do, everyone is talking about how after quarantine, they're about to be, 10, 15, 20 pounds heavier. I'm already halfway there to all of those numbers pretty much. Because one of the things that I'm doing is beyond snacking, I'm actually perfecting my cooking skills. I've always been a good cook. But, now I'm traveling through my palate, if you will. We recently got back from Lebanon. Now I'm cooking Middle Eastern food. I've even actually started posting stuff on my Instagram, just through stories, not actual posts, but of me cooking dinner. And I even got a response from Kim today for one of them.
Saw that peanut stir fry.
I'm so shocked that they're able to send me produce here in space, but they got me set up in a nice little kitchen and everything. And I made a stir fry with a peanut sauce on it. And Kim's like, how do you make that peanut sauce? So I'm trying to do and enhance my cooking, and I'm trying to catalog it. And so if anyone's interested, find my Instagram and see all my cooking.
Yeah, Jamal,
I'm going to need that peanut sauce recipe.
Yeah, it was really good. Jamal made some feti, so he brought us right back to our Middle Eastern breakfast. And he's taken us to Italy through his palate too by making short rib pasta with goat cheese on top. And I've been doing some baking. I did some chocolate chip cookies and brownies and keeping us well fed over here.
I always thought I don't really have time to bake anymore, but since quarantine, I've made lemon crinkle cookies. And I made carrot cake bars with butterscotch chips and pecans in them. Two recipes I've never made in my life, but were both really good. And I had the time and the opportunity to do it.
What better time now?
I've got nothing in my pantries. So,
Long time, Zeina.
I have food, but I have, I don't really have that much. I have wine. I've been eating a lot of jelly beans.
That's important.
You have the essentials.
I really do. I feel like I normally eat salads. So I have a refrigerator packed from salads from Trader Joe's. But when you talk about all of that, I don't have those ingredients to make. In fact, I've been so lazy that I have 10 sweet potatoes on my counter that I haven't even put in my oven. So.
Uh-oh.
Well, Zeina, I know you haven't been doing any cooking, but have you been doing any push-ups?
Because number six is working out from home, and this is Zaina's forte right here.
You guys, I have been working so hard on my push-ups, and I'm trying to get to the plate. I even put weights on my back so I can get down to the floor and touch my chin to the ground and then get up with the weights on my back. I've been doing a lot of squats. So I feel like, I'm going to get out of quarantine and people are not going to recognize me. And yeah.
Wow. Before this happened, I was a regular at Orange Theory Fitness. And now, just like many other fitness studios, they're doing multiple times a day live streamed workouts with their coach. And they're also streaming workouts every single day on their YouTube channel that's free to the public. So you're getting an Orange Theory level workout, minus the treadmill, minus the rowing machine, but with an Orange Theory coach. And it's really, really good. Easy to do at home. If you don't have weights, they tell you what to use. So put books in a backpack and use that when you're doing your squats. So they really help you make it work so that you don't have to miss out on your workouts and you can pass the time at home.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of Instagram posts of people who are showing their home workout routines and what they're doing, and obviously true fitness instructors too that are showing stuff. And I did see that one is for the squats, is adding the books to the backpack. And I even saw one that was talking about, quick, easy, 15-minute at home using your own body, as your own weight, since you don't have dumbbells and stuff.
Yeah.
And I had no clue reverse planks even existed. And I saw them showed reverse planks, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna try it. It was crazy.
What's a reverse plank?
It's the plank, but in reverse.
It's really good.
You have your arms behind you and kind of hold yourself up that way, but obviously at an incline. You can't see my arm through space right there, but yeah.
Anyway, I bet it's a bit easier in space because your body weight's a little bit different in that type of atmosphere.
Well, I was doing this before they put me up into 0G, so it was quite hard at planet Earth, but up here, yes, it is easier.
Jamal,
it's a good one. Oh, sorry.
I was just going to say real quickly, when I get off work every day, Jamal and I go on a 3-mile walk around our neighborhood. Just so nice to get some fresh air. We actually, from our neighborhood, do have views into Mexico. So we're kind of traveling a little bit.
Yes. I see a foreign country every day.
Yeah.
I love it.
So we're getting our steps in, trying to stay fit. And we have an episode called How to Stay Fit While Traveling. So you guys should check that out too.
Oh, I run every day at around like noonish.
Nice. We're all staying fit, ready for
my lungs are on fire. I love to run up the hills too. So, you know.
Well,
all right.
I was going to say, I know number 7, we're all doing this. This is binge watch TV and movies. I mean, who's not doing that right now?
Tiger King.
Oh, I don't have a TV.
Tiger King?
Kim, you said you weren't going to watch it.
I watched it, and I'm
going to call you out, Kim. I was going to say, because when we were telling you about it, you were like, I watched like the first 30 minutes and it wasn't very good. Yeah, you have to give it.
With all my free time, I gave another chance. And you know what? Carol Baskin killed her husband.
You know, I've been seeing online, O.J. Simpson says that she did it, and somebody responded to that. So finally, we have an expert weighing in. So I think there's that Carol Baskins murdered her husband.
Do you guys know who killed Mufasa?
Scar?
Carol Baskins.
That bitch, Carol Baskins.
Is that like a joke from, I haven't watched, what is it called yet? Tiger King? I haven't watched it.
So you don't know who Carol Baskins is, do you?
No, it looks like the dumbest show ever.
It's not. It's so good.
Well, I told you about this one off the topic of Tiger King because everyone's talking about it. Another popular Netflix one. And
I can't hear you.
Ozark just came out.
Is that
Ozark?
Me? Oh, okay.
It's probably you. It's the transmission from space.
So it cuts in and out a little bit, but you guys just have to bear with us in this quarantine. Wi-Fi is being stressed.
Well, and like I said, coming from space, transmission's a little rough. So, but Ozark, fantastic. I think it's better than Breaking Bad. I've said it before. Love it, love it, love it. Fantastic.
I think you should watch Gossip Girl, and if it's still on Netflix, Switched at Birth. That's my 2 cents.
Jamal and I just started getting into Love is Blind, and oh my God, such a good watch. I can't believe we didn't get into this earlier.
I can't believe it took you guys so long.
Well, we had to finish up Tiger King and Ozark before we got into Love is Blind.
So good.
Glad you made it.
But when we aren't watching TV, in my spare time, I'm deep cleaning the house today. I went around to every single light switch and door handle, and I Clorox bleached the shit out of those just in case I'm bringing anything into my house that I don't want to be bringing in. And Jamal and I have gone through like the kitchen and like boned the floors, vacuumed, just done a ton of deep cleaning and organizing. So when you're done binge watching TV, it's a great activity.
I saw a family member post this meme, and it said, I always thought I never cleaned the house because I didn't have enough time. Quarantine has taught me I'm a lazy bitch. I'm not going to call out which family member I saw post that, but I did see a family member post that. So don't be that lazy bitch or bastard. Do some cleaning around the house, because there's no better feeling than, you're stuck in your home, make your home more comfortable. Just clean it. I enjoy it,
Absolutely.
Yeah, one of the other things I did real quickly before we move on is my shower was getting like soap scum on the sides, and so I did like a cleanser mixed together. It was like vinegar and baking soda and dish soap, and it got all of the soap scum off my bathroom or my shower walls, and it feels amazing and pristine in there now.
That's what I'll be doing this week, that's for sure. All right, number 9 on our list is one of the things that I've been doing a lot of, getting creative. So anything from art, TikToks, if you're into that. I was learning on Saturday night how to do the 2C Slide, Drake's new song. I've also been reading a lot, and I want to recommend one book that I literally read in like 2 days because it's so good. It's called I Forgot to Die by Khalil Rafati. It's this guy who has the most insane life with the lowest lows and the highest highs, and it has a really good ending, and it's so good. So I highly recommend that on Amazon, and they can deliver it to you.
Okay, talking about books, I've been reading this one. It's by Katie Price, Santa Baby, but this is number 4 out of 3 series. Like, it just so happens that because this is number 4, it's set at Christmas time. But Katie Price is a glamour model from the UK, and her books are so good. She's a ghostwriter, and it's the Angel series. And I can't even say enough, you guys. Like, I mean, this is trash at its finest. If you watch The Bachelor, like, this is like, it's just trash at its finest. And like, her books are the best. Like, she is my favorite. I'm like knee deep into hers.
I just finished Turn of the Key by Ruth Ware, and her books are always so good because there's always like a bad person and you never suspect who the bad person's going to be. And so it's just one of those thriller books that I absolutely loved. So you guys should read that. And Kim, I want to borrow that book once we can actually see each other in person again.
Yep. Chay's reading it now, or Chay's read it. Ryan's now reading it. Then Chelsea's going to read it. Then you can read it.
Okay, perfect. Can't wait.
And then another thing too, in case you're not reading, is my best friend Josh, the one who did the trivia, is also doing Quarren Ring. So, you know, you have your Ring cameras at your front door. So he's been doing Disney productions on his Ring and calling it Quarren Ring. And he's been getting outfits. I mean, he did Frozen, Let It Go, and he had snowflakes coming down on him. So Quarren Ring, it's a good one.
Make your own at-home videos, huh?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like,
what better time to get YouTube famous or viral than now? No pun intended.
Yeah, which
Right.
brings us perfectly into our last point, number 10, work on your side business, if that's getting YouTube famous, or we've been working a lot on podcasts. We can't get together to record, so we're doing new creative things like this, and we're planning out a lot of episodes of trips we've done in the past.
Mm-hmm. And I got my own side business also, IgniteThatLight.com, where I work with women going through heart-wrenching breakups, helping them move through and beyond the pain, guilt, and disillusion of the breakup so they can find the closure that they crave and get over him for good. Because this is like the worst time to go through a breakup and feeling so lonely. And the only thing that you can do is deal with your feelings, and you can't even go out and numb it with alcohol or going out with your friends or anything like that. Like, you are forced to deal with your feelings. And so, super important work.
Yeah, and even if it's not doing something like a side hustle or side business, now's a good time to learn a new talent or a new skill.
Language.
Or start your own business at this point.
Yeah.
It's like a perfect time.
No, absolutely. But in terms of, we're talking about side businesses, side hustles, side skills are good too. Like right now, I've always liked to consider myself financially literate in terms of like, oh, this is what the Dow Jones is, the S&P, and, financial literacy in that sense. But I'm doing a little bit more research on stuff, because rest assured, some people are making money off of stocks during this time. You know what I mean? And it's just like, why couldn't it be me? Why can't it be you? I'm not saying I am, but I'm just reading up and trying to better educate myself in like downtime. So side hustle, new skill, so many things that you can do.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And if you guys are needing life insurance, Jamal's your man here in California. He's got his own business there on the sside too.
Life insurance, health insurance right now, because of the coronavirus, some health insurances are opening up so that you can re-enroll in their policies. So take advantage of that.
Yeah, I appreciate that shout out. That's my main business. So when we're talking about side hustles here, it didn't even come to mind because that's the main thing. But thank you, ladies, for that little plug just as well. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say that in case you guys didn't know, but life insurance, what I think is super fascinating is in 1929 with the stock market crash, so many guys were going out and buying life insurance policies and then killing themselves to take care of their families. And because so many people committed suicide, they put a clause in life insurance policies to this day that you cannot commit suicide within the first 2 years. Otherwise, it's null and void. And life insurance policies are currently going up right now because of the whole pandemic. And I think it's going to be super interesting in the future if they have some kind of clause about pandemics.
Yeah, that's very true.
It's going to be crazy.
Well, any last thoughts of how we've been getting through quarantine?
That's all I got for you guys. If you guys have anything that you're doing that we haven't, put it in the comments below and let us know.
Mm-hmm. You can follow us on Instagram at travelsquadpodcast.com. And yeah.
Yeah. So thanks so much for joining us, guys, while you're in quarantine. And when we get out, definitely do give us a look on our podcast. Give us a listen. You can find us everywhere that podcasts are available.
We're on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Overcast, iHeartRadio, every single place. Just search Travel Squad Podcast.
If you liked hanging out with us, please subscribe to any one of our channels.
And you can also connect with us on Instagram, like Zeina already said.
All right, everyone. We hope to see you back here soon, and we'll put out more videos during quarantine.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.